Sorry, Twitch, we're doing this again. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Identity Crisis episode 116. I'm your host, Ryan By, joined as always by Mr. Adam Lovar,
Hello, hello.
my literal brother from another mother, Justin Pigvance,
Howdy do.
and Josh. Still have not thought of a good nickname for him yet, Huffman.
I swear if I freeze right now, I'm gonna be so pissed.
It's like a
That would be
cold face that triggers
hilarious,
it.
actually.
it's only when it's my turn to talk. That's the only time the
Yeah.
stream goes down.
Right. All right, this is Identity Crisis episode 116, your weekly video game podcast. Check us out live on Twitch every Monday, 6:30 p.m. Central Time. And write in some listener questions. We want some more listener questions. identitycrisis@gmail.com. That's all I got. How's everybody doing? How's everybody's week?
It's good.
Lovely. Yeah.
I've been a bit busy week. Busy, but
Yeah, busy's not bad necessarily. Sometimes. So this should be the last week my wife is out of town, so I'm excited for that. So
nice.
yeah, she's
Someone's
doing.
gonna close your window finally.
Yep. She'll be home. But yeah, so she's got all this week, and then we got the Vikings game on Sunday. Fuck yes, can't fucking wait. Vikings are 3-1, gentlemen. I just want to throw that out there.
Oh, so you didn't jinx it last week?
We're having a winning. I mean, it was an ugly ass game. We
The last two games were ugly.
we won by a double donk. That's how we won. Otherwise, we would have gone into overtime. Like it's too close. It's too close. So, but go Vikings, 3-1. Gonna go get to watch them live this weekend. I'm excited.
I mean,
All right.
technically, their colors are purple and yellow, so all games are ugly.
Yeah.
You're right. This should be green instead of yellow.
I don't mind the purple. The purple's nice, but the yellow. I get that they're opposite on the color wheel, which is like if you think of every team is opposite on their color wheel. But yellow is just a poor choice. Not as bad as like the Broncos orange.
Actually, yellow would be a poor choice. Good thing it's gold, Josh. Good thing.
And, I mean, that's like
You know
people
what's
saying
worse?
the Hawkeyes are gold. It's yellow. Fuck off.
Yeah.
You know what's worse though?
Huh.
The Green Bay's colors. Like
Oh,
those
yeah.
two, green and yellow together, are one of the
Yeah.
most disgusting combinations of colors. It just looks like
Well, it's
bar
for a
for diarrhea.
disgusting ass team, so it's fitting. Because fuck the Green Bay Packers.
it's fitting
Fuck.
that we're talking about sports right now.
Because that was a nice segue, Justin. Thank you for lobbing that one up for me. Yeah. Listener question from Jacob. Hello, Jacob.
What up, Jacob?
What up, Jacob?
Jacob says, if Iowa had a professional sports team, what animal would be their mascot? Tradition dictates. Adam answers first. Adam, what do you got on this one?
So I was messaging Josh, and like the first thing that went into my heart, I know it's not an animal. I wanted to call our professional team the Iowa Derechos.
Oh shit.
And I thought that would have been really funny. But then I wanted to go like complete opposite and like what's a tiny little thing that can punch hard because like we're kind of underrated and still come back. We're kind of scrappers or whatever. The Iowa Mantis Shrimps in
Mantis
homage to
shrimp.
Josh.
Yes. Yes.
It would make some really cool logo, some fucking awesome jerseys.
Yeah.
Super colorful, like crazy jerseys. But also, I didn't like what professional sport though. I feel like that kind of like was left out. I feel like that would have been really helpful because
I
that
feel
would have
like
that would have guided us a little bit. But yeah,
I feel like it'd have to be like baseball, right? Don't you think? Baseball. Field of Dreams. I just feel like baseball. If Iowa had a professional sports team, it'd be baseball.
Kind of just assumed it was like basketball.
That
You
could
know,
be too.
like Iowa basketball's big. And like other than the Colonels, I can't think of much like Iowa baseball. I mean, I guess technically they could play it like the Field of Dreams. That's a
One of the most
thing.
iconic baseball movies ever was filmed in Iowa, and they have games there now. So
Rookie of the Year wasn't filmed there.
most iconic baseball game, I apologize, is the Sandlot. That's obvious. So I
Yeah,
apologize.
what
for
also
that.
wasn't filmed in Iowa.
Yeah. Better than Field of Dreams. Okay, that's a good choice. Josh, what do you got?
So this actually took me a really long time to think about because okay, so our state bird is like a goldfinch, which is not super aggressive. Iowa has like one of the largest intact populations of bald eagles, so that could be dope. Although they very rarely kill people, we also do have 4 kinds of rattlesnakes in Iowa,
Oh,
specifically Western Iowa, typically. But none of those really like scream Iowa. And so I went with our most iconic of animals, the butter cow from the Iowa State Fair. It's just
Hog would have been another good one.
Yeah.
too, yeah.
For those of you who don't know, at the Iowa State Fair, they carve an entire cow out of butter, just an entire like
Mhm.
2-ton chunk of butter. Why? Reasons, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
If you're
Tradition.
wondering, fun fact that the Iowa State Fair is one of the like only couple of things in the world that has a direct proportional increase in cardiac arrests. More people have heart attacks around the Iowa State Fair than any other one location.
absolutely believe that. 100%. That
I read that like 5 or
Deep
6 years
fried
ago.
butter will do that to
So,
you.
right.
could have changed, but yeah,
If you
not
have a
shocked.
stand that only sells deep fried Twinkies and Oreos, that tracks. I mean, that tracks. So
I mean, I'm eating that butter cow. They can't
yeah,
stop me. They better bring
Just
guards.
gnawing on one of the legs.
No, right on the udder.
very nice. Like it. I mean, seductively, right?
Oh yeah,
No.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Like if there's a
Just
security
no.
guard, I'm making eye contact. I'm staring right in their eyes.
I like it. Very nice. Justin, what do you got?
So I was talking to Marissa about this as well. And first thing that came to her mind as I think a joke, but man corn pig
Yeah.
from South Park.
You mean man,
Well,
man bear pig, but man corn pig's where Iowa.
yep,
I
yep,
like it.
yep.
Very nice.
But mine was the yellow garden spider, aka the corn spider.
Oh, there you go. I mean,
Those
it's
are pretty cool
gotta be
looking.
corn, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like that's too long. Would you just cut it down to spiders and have that spider be your logo? Probably.
No.
No,
Yellow
the
garden
corn, the
The
spider.
whole
corn
thing?
spiders. I
Oh,
don't
the
know.
corn
The corn
spiders,
spiders.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, interesting. Interesting.
Hmm.
All right. Well, I feel like Justin and Adam tried to pick something kind of cool. I went Josh's route as well.
My answer was
What the
cool.
fuck?
Yeah.
What?
I just went with the Iowa docile cows because I figured like that's just who we are. Like you brought up the heart attack thing, and that fits
Docile cows.
perfectly.
Y-
Like think about like if you've ever been, I guess hockey they do it too, but like I was thinking about Vikings games when they come out of the tunnel, they got the Viking ship and then flames shooting up in the air, and it's really exciting when they run out of the tunnel. I just feel like whatever Iowa sport is, you just hear like this really sad, long, drawn out moo, and then they just come rumbling out onto the field. That
They
would be
gotta
it.
they gotta take a break at the end because they're
Yeah.
winded.
Like that would be Iowa sports team. Anytime you score like a touchdown or a goal, it just because that's Iowa in a nutshell. It's Iowa in a nutshell.
My runner up was the Iowa drones, and it would just be a bird on the
There
front.
you go.
Yeah.
I like it. I
or
like
or
it.
just the side of a raven, but it has like a cybernetic eye or something
there you
like
go.
that. So it's like organic, like a cyborg.
I
They
feel
call
like
it the Iowa drones.
Baltimore would have something to say about that logo. They'd probably sue for the
Why? Because we're way cooler than they are, and they're
Yeah.
pissed. We're
that's what it
edgier.
is. That's what it is. Thank you very much for the question, Jacob. We do appreciate it. Again, you can write in just like Jacob does at anycrisis@gmail.com. Send us an email. We want to read more questions. All right, boys, let's talk some video games. What are we playing now? We'll start with the guy who still doesn't have his PC working. Justin, what have you been playing?
So Adam and I did play the finals Sunday morning,
We got to the finals.
and we did get to the finals. I didn't contribute a whole lot. I did fairly terrible, but it was fun. It'll be interesting when it comes out. I hope it's Adam has mentioned this before, but I hope it's free to play. I just don't really imagine ever paying money for
So-
a battle royale game.
Pros and cons. What do you got? Like,
Pros, okay, so first pro that I was going to say was that I felt like I actually could kill things. Like it was sort of a mixture. Honestly, I am going to 100% assume that the team that when it said from the team that made Battlefield or was from Battlefield, it was from the Bad Company team because
Really?
the
Okay.
shooting is very similar to that, which again, Bad Company was my favorite game of Battlefield's. At one point, I got on this cannon and just started shooting buildings just to see.
Yeah, you did.
And Adam was like, "What are you doing?" And he's like,
Well,
"Oh,
I didn't
weird."
know what was going on because I saw the building collapse, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And you're like, "Oh, I'm just shooting it." I was like, I look over, and he's on like this like cannonball thing, like taking down a building. I was like,
Nice.
"Well, that's fucking cool."
But I took down like a block of buildings.
Nice.
Just started blasting. Super unproductive for the team, but it was really, really cool to see. You really can, like, if you throw a grenade on in a floor or like on a second level, it's going to blow holes in whatever that blast
Cool.
radius would touch. So that was really cool. I think the heavies are too OP. I mean, I assume there's some sort of rock, paper, scissors mechanics that we just didn't figure out. But anytime I ran up on a heavy,
Yeah,
I got
they were
stomped.
crazy.
I don't.
Interesting.
I
Okay.
I did realize that you can kill them quicker from behind, but getting behind a heavy was. I mean, when it's 3-on-3, well, in the beginning, I think there's 4 or 5 teams of 3. And so if you got lucky and came up behind, but on the finals when it's just 3v3, I mean, it's so hard to get behind.
Yeah,
And
we
we
were going up
facing,
against a team with 2 heavies, I think, and I
Yeah.
never saw the third person, but yeah.
it was just too difficult. And then the cons, the biggest con to me, I would say, is the heavies. I hope that they do something to balance, but obviously that's the point of this game mode is
Right.
to balance it. If you're into cosmetics, I thought it was neat that the battle pass that they do has like 2 sponsors that you can pick from. And so like you can pick a battle or like take items from I think you have to take items in order, but you have to use points that you earn from the games to like get items. And so if you switch between the 2 sponsors, I don't know if you could get all the items in both. So you'd have to kind of pick which one you think is cooler for the
Interesting.
rewards. But if you're a cosmetic fan, it looked like this game's going to have some really fucking cool cosmetics. I mean, the concept of the game is basically you're jumping into a VR video game. And so think like, I don't know if anyone ever played Secret World or APB, the cosmetics of that, where it's just like a lot of streetwear. But again, if you're into cosmetics, I think that game is going to make a lot of money.
Cool.
In that regard. One of the downsides, the level itself is fairly not sure what the right word, but like it's not very memorable or special. It's pretty bland.
Right, they
and I
call it
think-
Generic.
Monaco, but it's like it does nothing about that would remind me of Monaco. But
No. there's just no real distinct features to it. It just seems like it almost reminds me of that Ubisoft game that we tried.
Hyperscape.
Yeah, just pretty boring town. Again, I hope that they fix that. But map movement was pretty quick and fluid. There was a lot of ways to get up, and vaulting in general. The movement was fluid. Combat was fluid. Weapons were fun. I
I wish that
just
there was a way to change your loadout after your death, though, or like in between
Yeah.
respawning or something, because
Like
you're
Battlefield.
you're kind of locked
Yeah.
in like per round, which is
Interesting.
unfortunate.
Yep. So you really like it when you go into that, depending on what the other team has, if you picked the wrong gun, like especially going up against the heavies, like if you have the battle rifle that's a single shot but further distance and they've got two flamethrowers, you're going to be in a good spot. But if you don't have two flamethrowers, or like if you have three teams that have the light armor dudes and you go up against three heavies, you're going to be fucked. So I don't know. That's the finals. And then Adam and I started a new game of Grounded. Play a little bit Saturday and Sunday
Oh,
morning.
yeah, it's full release now, right?
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, we had played it way back. I think, what did I say? August 2020 was the last save.
Yeah, I think that sounds right. It was like 2 years ago. Because
Yeah,
that's
so
what Kat pulled up her thing, and her save thing was from 2020.
yeah. We found some things new already. But that game is a ton of fun. I saw you on, I think Sunday morning. I sent you an invite, Ryan, but you didn't join us.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yeah.
you were playing Grounded?
No.
No, he was just online
Oh,
Xbox.
gotcha.
I saw him on Xbox, so I sent him an invite.
That was
Because I
probably
think it's on Game
confidence.
Pass, isn't it?
Hmm.
Yeah, it is. Yep.
It is.
Because it's an Obsidian game, right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
I don't
Yep.
know, but it's a ton of fun. Like the whole Honey I Shrunk the Kids concept, like some of this creatures in there are just terrifying, and it's just cool to like run through the grass, and all of a sudden a fucking stink bug of all things is
Yeah.
trucking it at you, or like Adam and I attacked a lightning bug. We're like, oh, that's cool. They're vicious when you're smaller than they are.
Which was neat. That wasn't in the alpha or the beta. Like that wasn't something they'd been keeping close to the chest. I thought it was cool. There's definitely been a lot of other bugs that we hadn't seen yet.
Nice.
So that was fun. And then I think the only other thing was Saturday. Went over to Huff, so we played some Gaslands. Played 2 games.
Ooh, yeah.
and Huff beat me in both, but it was fun.
Cool.
It's nice thing about that game is like even losing, it's still fun because the absurdities of the movement and the actions. Like I thought for sure I was gonna win that second game, and I risked it to do some stuff and ended up wiping out. And when you wipe out, you get to move forward, but then someone else gets to pick which way your car's facing.
Oh, nice.
And so Josh made me face right into a wall.
I was kind of a dick about it, but
That's the point of the game.
Yep.
And then working on this little bus here.
Oh, there you go.
Oh damn, that's a huge gun on the top.
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
and the grill on the front. Hell yeah.
Dope.
The other
Very nice.
downside to flip or
crazy
like
wheels.
rolling your car is that it downshifts you into gear 1, which
Oh, gotcha.
I think was more of the reason he got so far behind. The wall didn't help, but I got like 4 additional turns because I was in high gear essentially.
Yeah, you basically play the game where the first round is gear 1, and so any vehicle that's in gear 1 or above gets to go. And then after everyone's cars go, then it goes up to gear 2, and as long as you're in gear 2 or higher, you get to go, and then gear 3 and so on.
Nice.
And so when that wipe happened, I think we were in gear 3, and so it put my car at gear 1, and we were the car that crashed and one of Huff's were performance cars, and then go up to gear 6. So I was basically out for 3 rounds where I
Oh, yeah.
couldn't do anything. So
Nice.
Josh got quite a bit of his chimichanga truck got stuck back because I was sideways in a very small path of where to go, and my other car was kind of blocking one side of that, so he had pretty much know where his Deadpool chimichanga truck could go.
I was gonna ask, did Josh beat you exclusively because he had a chimichanga truck? Is that the reason he won? And I think the answer is yes. From
Yeah.
what it sounds like.
Yeah.
No, that was the car that got stuck, but it definitely didn't hurt.
No, he won both times with the same car.
Nice. Was it the
Fortunate-
Huffmobile or whatever?
Unfortunately, I brought them upstairs, but
Oh.
no, I the Huff car. I went with the '67 Mustang from Creed 2. The movie
Nice.
Creed 2 is where that car's from. But that was my performance car, and then my just regular car was just just a muscle car. The first game, I can't remember what it is, and then the second one was the Deadpool Chimichangas truck.
Very nice. Hell yeah.
So
Dope. All right. Cool. Anything else, Justin?
No, that was all I played. But whenever we all get together, finally, damn it, we're gonna have to play that.
There you go. Hell yeah. Adam, what have you been playing?
Finals, like Justin had mentioned. I played a round without him before with like some randos on Friday, and it was okay, but it was a lot more fun playing with somebody when you're actually on comms, and I
Yeah.
could see it being a lot more fun with, 3 people, 3 friends or whatever. Though, unless they add more maps and stuff, I could see it getting kind of boring because there's only like one game mode, which is called playing cash out, which you're basically trying to take boxes to these like cash out machines, sit there and like hold down like capture the points, like King of the Hill sort of thing. And then once it cashes out, you're moving on to the next round sort of
Yeah.
thing. So like I think more needs to happen, but at the same time, they've got a really cool foundation for it being very, very early alpha. Like there was like an NDA, like no taking pictures, no streaming, no anything. So they're pretty particular about that. So Grounded was super fun. Enjoyed that, like to the point where Kat and I tried to play a little bit, but it's not supported on the Steam Deck, which we found out. It gets like partway through and just kind of freezes, which
Shit.
sucks because I really want to play that more. God, I've been playing a lot of weird games lately. Played a game called Stallcraft, which is if Stalker and Minecraft had a baby.
Ooh, you actually played it?
Yeah, I did play a little bit, and it was it was actually really good. Like I could see if other friends played it because it's an MMO game, which is really exciting. That one looks like it could be a lot of fun. Played Marauders today with Brian for like almost 2 hours.
Oh yeah, nice. How was that?
Oh, it was so much fun. He was really digging it. After like a couple raids, we started getting in and actually like killing people and stuff. It was a blast.
Nice.
I want to keep playing that right now. I'm sure there's a couple other ones. Well, my Steam because I feel like there's some other ones that I'm missing. No, that's probably about it.
Fair enough. Very cool. Josh, what about yourself?
Genshin, of course. Although I haven't played a ton of that, but been playing some of that, and we'll talk a little bit more about that later. But I also started a game called the Outbound Ghost. It's a game I kickstarted a while ago, year or two, I don't quite remember. But it's kind of like an exploration RPG sort of thing. But if you liked the old Paper Mario games when it was still like an RPG and uh, like turn-based combat and whatever, that's it has a very much like Paper Mario Thousand Year Door
Yeah.
type animation. So all of the characters are like 2D.
Ooh, it's coming out
and-
on Switch.
uh, yeah, and I played it. So it doesn't say that it's officially supported on the Steam Deck, but I've been playing it on the Steam Deck, and so far I haven't had any issues. There's a couple of menus where the font is just a little tiny,
Okay.
but that's like the only issues I've had on the Steam Deck. But yeah, I think it's coming out on PS4, Xbox, Switch, everything eventually. But right now it came out on PC like 2 weeks ago, something like that.
Okay.
But it's been pretty good. I'm not super far, but I loved the old Paper Mario games, and so seeing, although they're very different, it that similar theme and style I very much like. Um, so just played a little bit of that, and then I think the only other Gloomhaven, of course, and then I played a little bit of Scythe, the tabletop game,
Oh yeah.
and instead of playing it digitally, I played the tabletop, uh, the TTS version of it. Wait, so it's still virtual, but it didn't do any of the like tracking of resources and all
Oh.
of the other stuff for you. And I'd said that my want to purchase the game decreased when I bought the digital version because I realized how much it did for you, and I'm like, ah, shit, I having to do this in real life, it would be so brutal. But honestly, it wasn't as bad as I was anticipating. Um, Tracking all of my meeples and tracking my um, uh, I don't know, all my resources and favor and whatever. So played a little bit of that, and then just the Gaslands as well, and
Cool.
that's about it.
Very nice. Awesome. I didn't do a whole lot. I did finish another run through of Shadow of Mordor. So, finish that again. Uh, very good game. I will say it definitely the last 20% of the game really lags a little bit, like really slows down, which is unfortunate. And the quote unquote final boss fight is a quick time event that requires 3 buttons, and that's the final boss. So, and I've had forgotten all about that, but so I still think it's worth playing, but it does definitely drag towards the end of it. And then I jumped into Shadow of War, the sequel, which is just a far superior game. Like it's just better in every way. So, um, they definitely upped their game for the second one. So very much enjoying it. I'm still really new into it. It is it is a little bit too big. I'm not gonna lie. Like it's Jesus, man. It's
That's what I have to deal with all the time.
just
Is that what happens at 2 or 3 in the morning?
Um, it's honestly
All day, every day.
just a huge surprise that they're all still alive.
I just really appreciate that once we are done recording and I sign off, it's just complete silence
just
in my house.
silence.
It's great. It's great.
I don't know what
Just
that would be like.
Justin's cat's meowing. Puck is jumping into frame. Sadie's jumping into frame. Josh is just like,
Yep, it happens.
Yeah.
Welcome to pet life, but hey,
right,
he's a good boy. I just hit
but
mute real quick.
right. So, anyway, Shadow of Mordor, very fun. It is a little too. There you go. Got the spray bottle.
Puck would just be like,
Yeah.
he wouldn't care. Good boy. There you go.
Thanks for the alley oop on that.
Now he's just chill.
Just hanging out.
That's the part of dogs I'd be okay with.
Yeah.
But anyways, it's a little bit too big in my opinion. Like there's different areas, zones you go to, and they kind of all have the same thing. Where like there's a warlord, and then 5 chiefs, and then a bunch of captains, and like you have to take over every area, and it's just kind of like a little bit of Assassin's Creed Odyssey vibes. A little bit like they could definitely shift this down and make it not so big. But the gameplay is a lot of fun. Really enjoying it. So I never did beat it, and I can't remember why. So I am gonna beat it for the first time. Um, like just in time for a bunch of cool ass holiday games to start coming out. So I need to burn my way through it before some of the stuff I'm really looking forward to starts releasing. Because we got God of War Ragnarok right around the corner, Callisto Protocol's right around the corner. Like there's a bunch coming. So which is really exciting. Um, but that's about it. That's all I've been playing really. A little more Final Fantasy 9 on my Switch when I lay in bed, but that's about it. I've been reading a lot too, which I just like go in phases where I just like the first time I discovered Sanderson, I did nothing but read for like 3 months straight. Um, but I got a new book, which is my pick of the week. So I've been reading more than I've been gaming lately, but we'll get into that later. So that wraps up what are we playing now. Let's do some news. 2 pieces of news this week. Number 1, it is finally time to say goodbye to Google Stadia. The company's failed streaming only game console is officially shutting down its servers. Google will, however, offer full refunds on all hardware and software purchased through the Google Play Store. So when I first read this, my honest to God thought was my first gut reaction thought was, oh yeah, Stadia. Like I haven't, it hasn't even crossed my mind, and I don't even fucking know how long. So, not really surprised by this. And I think if I remember right, when Google announced Stadia, we were recording the podcast already, I believe. And I think the general consensus between everybody was this isn't gonna last. Like, there's no way this is gonna last. So I think the kind
So
of
I
news,
had a free trial of it for like 3 months or
yeah.
something. I don't remember. I think I got it through being a Google subscriber. And I think I played one game on it and then I never touched it again.
Yeah. I think that happened to a lot of people, to be honest with you. But
Yeah.
um, uh, Justin, I guess we'll go first. Are you surprised by this, or what are your thoughts?
So I'm kind of surprised by it. And I will say the very first time that I ever did play it, which is one of the reasons that I feel like we weren't doing the podcast yet. Because unless I just got to do like a trial version of it, even before the one I'm talking about now. Um, but it was when Assassin's Creed Odyssey came out. So maybe that we were recording already. I don't know. But I remember playing Odyssey on the Surface at work
Oh, okay.
on my lunch break. And I was honestly just shocked at how well it worked. Um, it was a little bit laggy, but it was playable, and I never thought that I would be able to play a game, let alone an Assassin's Creed, on that surface. So,
Stadia launched, uh, publicly launched November 19th, 2019 in select countries, and on April 8th, 2020, Google launched the no cost based service of Stadia. So depending on when you played, yeah.
yeah. But either way, I thought it was cool. I probably would have given it more time and effort if I didn't already have a gaming PC. Like, I could see how that would be a really nice entry for somebody that may not have the hardware to support, not running those games through a
Right.
cloud service. So And I don't know, like with how much other streaming services and stuff are and how successful GameFly was. Yeah, to be honest, I'm a little shocked this didn't work out. I didn't do enough research into what some of the cons were to people to know why it failed, but I am a little shocked that it did fail. That being said, I think it's very impressive that Google is giving 100% refund on everything.
Hell yeah.
I don't think a company necessarily has to do that, but it would have been a pretty big. I don't know. Maybe they do, but I mean, like even Steam says that if any games that you buy on Steam, like if they ever go away, you're fucked.
Mhm.
And so I think that it was pretty cool that Google was doing that because they already wasted a ton of money and now they're going to be losing even more on everything over the last few years.
Yeah.
But
So, we'll go to Josh next. I do have to say, more has come out since I wrote this outline, wherein even some developers were surprised by this news. Like, hey, we figured this out when you guys did. So that's a little shocking as well. But Josh, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I was going to bring that up. That not only were they shocked by it, but some of them were actively in development making games
Mhm.
for Stadia.
Yep.
So that sucks. Granted, I would hope that as part of their like agreements, then they can just adapt it to something else. Like hopefully, it's not like a complete rug pull. This was built only for your system and will not run on anything else. Because I feel like those rarely exist nowadays. You could. It's probably all just made in Unity or like something like that, and then it's ported to whatever you want. Um, so hopefully those developers can just easily transition it to Steam and whatever. I'm not super shocked. If I had $1 for every time Google discontinued one of its own products, I would have, I don't know, at least like $30, which is not a lot, but I mean, it's a lot. So like not super shocked. Um, it's interesting though that so their whole thing was that you bought games that you could play inside of their system. There wasn't like a subscription service, as I understand it, where you got games. You just like you bought the games for the service that you pay for.
yes and no. It was kind of both. They gave you free games, and then also you had to buy them. But like, yes, you got with the subscription, you got a bunch of, but then like new releases, you would have to pay for.
Yeah. And so like if you already had a PC that you could play stuff on, then Game Pass is a much better idea. If you wanted to just play like a bunch of free to play or subscription based games, Nvidia's online service would probably be better for you. So it was like they commanded a percentage of the gamer population. So it's not. I'm not shocked. Um, I did. I have to bring it up just because it was so ridiculous. I did see an article where someone was complaining that they will lose their Red Dead Redemption uh, play file that has 6,000 hours in it.
Oh
Uh,
damn.
and when when asked, like about how much time and effort and whatever, they had not even beaten the game. They only had 21 of the like 60 achievements. So like, the fuck are they doing?
Right?
Just hitting the or not even the fast travel. You travel, you do the cinematic mode, so it like makes it slower to get to
Yeah.
places. That's what they're doing.
So like, part of me is like, oh, that would suck losing 6,000 hours, and I'm like, but 6,000 hours of you just like left it running or something?
Right.
Because there is not
That's
6,000.
probably worse.
They wake up every day and just go like, I'm gonna go ride the train today.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
what
gonna
they
walk
do.
around with my horse. Like,
Yeah.
The train guy.
so like at first I was like, oh, that's a bummer, and then I like read that, and then I'm like, okay, I don't care at all.
Right.
Like, there's not 6,000 hours of content in Red Dead, so like,
Right.
so yeah, going back to Stadia, not surprised. It's nice that they did this. I mean, Google has money, so
Google has go fuck yourself money. They have.
they could have gone like the Amazon route and just told people to go fuck yourself. Like, they have so much money that they bad press, whatever. They don't care.
Right.
So it's nice that they had that go fuck you money and instead gave some of it back. So I did think it was interesting. Purchased through the Play Store. I don't know if that means that there's other avenues that you could have bought stuff that, because I only knew you could buy stuff through the Play Store, but I wasn't sure if maybe, I guess, if you bought something like third party and they gave you a code or something, then that's different. But so yeah, not surprised. Kind of a bummer for the people who didn't really enjoy it, and but
Just that one guy.
the one guy, I don't feel bad, but I don't feel bad for that guy anymore. Like, if you had 6,000 hours into Minecraft, think of like all the shit that you would have to rebuild, and whatever. But like Red Dead,
Think of all the people that you shot and stole and ruined their families.
but they only had like a third of the achievements unlocked. So like, did they
Right.
shoot that many people? I like,
Or did they just ride
at least
a train?
20.
yeah.
That's wild.
So.
Fucking wild. All right, so Adam next. Now, another piece of this is I can't remember if you or Josh brought this up in Discord that they had a chance to work with Kojima exclusively on
Yeah.
I think that was Josh, actually.
Yeah.
on Death Stranding 2. And
No,
I, as a joke,
no, not Death Stranding 2.
Just
A
Death Stranding.
a
Yeah.
Oh.
a follow up to Death
Gotcha.
Stranding.
Oh.
So
Okay.
it didn't have to be a Death Stranding game. It just had to come after Death Stranding was
I see what
published.
you're saying. I see what
So-
you're saying. Okay.
Oh, got it.
And
So and if you read the article, it specifically was a story based horror game that took place in chapters, which is like, I'm gonna need new pants because that sounds fucking amazing.
Right.
And
PT.
so, yeah, exactly. I
Yeah.
still want Silent Hills. So,
Yeah, don't we all?
so like, Stadia had paperwork to like have him make that, and then we're like, nah, we're good. Like, nah, nobody likes Kojima games. We'll pass. We're wildly successful without you, obviously.
Yeah, that's why. Like, I made a joke in Discord, basically just directed towards Adam about how not working on Death Stranding 2 was the only smart decision Google Stadia made because that game was boring as shit. But in hindsight, if if you have a chance to lock down Kojima for an exclusive game, you fucking do it. So I feel like the only reason they wouldn't is they knew things were not going well. You know what I mean? Like,
It's a lot of money to invest, and
right.
yeah.
like, I don't know if we're gonna be long enough or around long enough for this game to even come out. Which
Yeah.
probably had
Maybe
something
after
to
a
do with
couple
it.
years, then you talk to him. Yeah,
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah. So, Adam, we'll go you next. What are your thoughts on this?
Not much extra, honestly, after Josh and Justin. I mean, very cool of them to give full refunds. Very surprised to hear that. Didn't expect that from someone that makes so much money. To your point, go fuck you money.
Yeah.
It's like, here, have some money. Sorry, we kind of tried to fuck you, I guess. But I never saw it going well. I mean, the only time I've ever really seen a streaming game service, I guess, is that Immortal game on Game Pass. Like, I didn't have to download it. It did like the cloud gaming or whatever, and I thought it was kind of
Immortality.
weird. Yeah, Immortality. So I thought it was kind of odd the way it worked, but I
Yeah,
don't know.
interesting. I just feel like any company, regardless if you have fuck you money or not, anybody trying to breach into the gaming sphere at this point is just good fucking luck. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I can't think of a more competitive, like, cell phones, maybe. Like, if you try to start your own cell phone company,
I mean,
but
unless you
like,
somehow come to the ground with something so different that we didn't realize we needed it,
right,
and it totally changed everything.
right,
And even then, good luck still getting in as a person. Like you need to go to PlayStation or
yeah,
Microsoft or somebody and pitch the idea.
because
But
it's just, I don't know, man. Like, I don't care if you have fuck you money. Like, at this point, be prepared to lose all of your fuck you money if you want to try and get into this sphere because it's cutthroat as it is, dude. Like fucking Jim Ryan is in Europe right now trying to stop Microsoft from buying Activision Blizzard. Like that's what it's come to. So, and you think you're gonna come in with a brand new system or brand new whatever and put a dent? I don't know, dude. I just don't see it happening. So
That was the only way that I think it could have been done
the
if it
streaming
were
only.
going. Yeah.
as if it was something totally different, like we didn't realize we needed it. Yeah.
Do you think it's because I'm sure this had something to do with it, but internet's not great everywhere. You know what I mean? Like I'm sure there are parts of not even the world, just this country, where it's probably really difficult to get good internet in order to do this. Like I mean, I don't want to like call out any states, but like I imagine if you live in Wyoming, there's probably not a lot of good internet. You know what I mean? Like
I
unless
mean,
you're in
Yeah.
like Cheyenne, you know?
we
If
can
only we
call
had
out Iowa.
Google Fiber everywhere.
Yeah.
We can call out
Right.
Iowa. My internet fucking sucks. Have you
Yeah.
seen the bit rate on our current upload right now?
It's not great.
Yeah, my
Well,
options are shitty cable from the 50s and equally shitty cable from the 50s. Like that.
Right.
That's my options. So,
Yeah.
Copper.
yeah.
and honestly, a lot of the people that likely would have taken advantage of this because they couldn't afford a nice computer or a gaming console can't afford to live somewhere with nice internet.
Very true. Very true.
I mean, that's
So
obviously a big assumption and going not super broad, but
yeah,
I would imagine the target market is limited by something outside of their control, anyways.
exactly. Exactly. So yeah, RIP Stadia. It was nice to know you, even though I not once played a game on your platform ever. But um I don't know, better luck next time. They said they're gonna keep investing, blah blah blah, the normal corporate speak, but nothing. It's over. So all right, moving on. Number two, Genshin Impact has made a staggering $3.7 billion in mobile revenue in its 2 years since release. That puts the game in third place behind only PUBG Mobile at 4.9 billion and Tencent's Honor of Kings, which I've never heard of in my life, at 5.5 billion over the same time period. Josh, I put this in just for you, buddy. So,
Huzzah!
what are your thoughts on this?
Not shocked. The fan base is huge. Like I mean, I see. So I am a Kickstarter addict, obvious as all of you are well aware, and I see like tons of like fan inspired clothing and pins and plushes and things, like just people making Genshin related things. There's like a million Genshin servers out there, like tons and tons of content creators who are really have far higher streaming numbers than I would have like anticipated for
Yeah,
a free to play game. It's just wildly popular,
yeah,
and I would say that not. I would be willing to bet the vast majority of them pay little to no money, but for the individuals who don't pay little to no money, are whales. Which, if I mean, I have all those content creators that like I mean, they get paid to whale, right?
Right.
And so, but they're dropping, like thousands of dollars to get a Constellation 6 character. And they do that on like every 5-star character that's released. So, I mean, it adds up. It adds up. And then for all of the individuals like myself who aren't free to play really anymore, but I do like the $5 battle pass each month. I mean, that's $5 a month, right? That they're getting out of me, and
Right.
all of the people who are like, well, I could do $5, like, then, I mean, it's I think to a certain extent, some individuals make a large quantity of that, but I think that Genshin does well, a little goes a long way better than most free to play. Because most free to play, it's like, I get annoyed by it because it's like, it's pay for convenience. So it's like, oh, I could pay money to do this thing, or I could grind for 900 hours to get the thing. It's not really how Genshin works, and so I'm not ever frustrated that I'm locked behind money.
Right.
And so I don't feel quite so bad about throwing $5 a month at it because I'm getting all the content. I'm still enjoying it, and so I'm not surprised. It is lots and lots of people, and large percentage of them probably pay a little bit, and a very small percentage pay a very large percentage of their income. But they released an announcement a few weeks ago that they're coming out with an anime, um, and it's done by the same company that made Demon Slayer, and let me find this company. I cannot think of what UFO Table is the like I remember it has a weird ass name. Uh, but UFO Table has made tons of really really good stuff. So some of the Fate series, so like Fate Zero, um, and so yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Uh, Now in game, for some ungodly reason, they're adding like a collectible card game, like a TCG inside of Genshin. In some future patch, we still don't know if it's going to be a gotcha type like Magic the Gathering, where I gotta buy 40 bajillion packages,
It will.
like Hearthstone. Well, that's the thing, is there's a lot of features that they've added that I assumed they were going to market
I thought they were gonna do that
and
with the building of your like house island sort of thing.
nothing.
Totally thought that was gonna come like loot packs to get furniture and random items and shit like that. Yeah,
Yeah, and nope, they haven't monetized that at
but they didn't
all.
do it.
None of like the new patches they've haven't like added, and it's just the same exact monetization plan of, you can have a battle pass, you can buy gems to roll on more character banners, and pretty much it.
That's about it. Yeah.
So like, I think, they have made so much money at this point, like way more, because they had a game before this, Honkai Impact, and it was popular, I guess. But I think that this was just such a shocking amount of money that they're like, hell yeah. So they got a manga now, or they had a manga like when the game first came out. They got the anime, they got the TCG game coming out, in game. So I kind of feel like they're actually using the money to make content, which is kind of refreshing. Because a lot of companies, I would as well, because I'm not the most great human being in the world. If I got a bunch of money and I'm like, I can spend a fraction of this money to make more anime JPEGs for people to give me more money for, Like hell yeah, that's the route I'm going. But which is like the Fate game. I don't remember what the name of it is, but that's what it is. Is every character has 3 different avatars, like 3 anime JPEGs of each one that you roll on, and that's they get a fuck ton of money, millions of dollars on that. So it's nice to see that although they're making a ass ton of money, that they're actually using it to make content, make good things, make stuff that the fans will enjoy.
There you go. Cool. I first of all, has anybody ever even heard of Honor of Kings?
I had to
I've
Google
seen
it.
it.
I never heard of it.
A MOBA? Yeah, I googled it, but
I was thinking about that too when you said it. It's like I had never actually heard of that one.
I bet it's big in China. That would be my guess, but I'm sure it's
China or
huge.
Korea, like
Yeah, right. So, um, anyways, so Adam, what are your thoughts on this one?
My only thing I would add for rambling about Genshin, because he has way more background in it than any of us, is the reason it's so successful is it's a blatant rip off of Breath of the
Breath
Wild.
of the Wild.
it doesn't have breakable weapons, so
So it's better than Breath of the Wild. is
I
what you're
mean,
saying.
I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
You're saying that. I'm just explaining the difference.
Shit. Does it have a stamina bar?
It does while you're climbing.
It does.
Okay, well then it's points docked. Points docked right there.
If it rains while you're climbing, you don't slide down.
Okay, all right.
Points
that-
up.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah,
I don't know what else to say. I mean, it was a fun game. I think the exploration was very much like Breath of the Wild. Like it was just every turn there was something. They did a great job of like having a dense world in with what they're working with, and it's I don't know. It was very much Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Not as dense as Breath of the Wild, but it also has a lot more grinding and replayability than I feel like Breath of the Wild does. Because I feel like if you explore it all and you get all 120 shrines and like you've been there, done that, there's no real reason to come back at that point. Whereas like Genshin, at least you've got like the Diablo-esque like loot grind, like go keep grinding these bosses over and over to try and get like the gear that's like perfect for you.
Yeah.
At least it has that, but
Right. So
know,
yeah,
well,
to be honest, I really put this in here for Josh, and 'cause there was not a lot of other news this week. But Justin, do you have anything to add? Yeah, I figured. Me too. I don't really have anything else either. I will
I already
say,
spaced out so hard.
yeah,
that's fine.
I will say, uh, in finding my main source of finding stuff to talk about on this show is Twitter. Like I follow game developers, I follow industry people, I follow other podcasts, that kind of thing. That's where I find most of the news for stuff. So the Twitter algorithm is like, oh, he's a gamer, and they'll put like stuff out for me. I don't know if you guys know this, but the past 4 or 5 days have been straight fucking hell if you're a gamer on Twitter. So there's a streamer, and his name is Dream, and he does Minecraft videos, I guess. You know what I'm talking about?
Did he get caught cheating a long time ago?
Yeah,
Like
he
that's
got
the only
caught
thing.
cheating.
That's the only thing I remember. With
Yeah.
Dream.
But
There's
he
so
did,
much drama related to that, but yeah.
he did a face reveal, and apparently it was the biggest thing that has happened this century. Like it's
Because like
fucking
5 and
epic.
6-year-olds watch him,
I'm ready
right?
to.
I mean, isn't that?
I was ready to just throw my fucking phone across the room because anytime I went to go find shit, like for the outline, that's all that fucking came up. And like all these people, he like FaceTimed a bunch of people before he did the official face reveal, and it's like their reactions to it. I'm like, this is the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life. This is,
I'm googling Dream
oh my
face
god,
reveal right
it is
now.
just the fucking worst.
Oh, he just looks like a normal person who gives a fuck.
Right.
Like I don't know.
Like if he looked like what's his face from the Goonies, then I'd be like, okay, this was worth it. But no, he's just a dude. just dude, and it was
What,
like
Baby
this,
Ruth guy?
yeah, yeah. It was like this whole fucking thing. Oh my god, I was getting so mad, so mad. But so that's the downfall of having Twitter for your gaming news. But I can't go on like
That
IGN anymore. Huh?
that's the downside to having Twitter.
Oh, there's a bunch. There's a bunch. But
I was
I'm
gonna
saying
say.
if you're looking to write an outline for a podcast, that's the downside of having Twitter. But I can't do gaming websites anymore. They like very few. IGN's just impossible. I can't even go on their website anymore. So times are getting tough for finding stories for outlines. So only 2 this week. But Justin, do we
Did
have?
Did Dream always wear a mask or something?
I don't. I just think
It
it
was
was like
always a cartoon
animated.
figure. Yeah,
Yeah.
he never had a face reveal. He's
But
been
oh
doing
my
it for
god,
years and years and
His
years.
voiceover.
Minecraft stuff.
he would like like I said, he FaceTime people and they filmed their reaction to FaceTiming him. Some of them started crying. I'm like, you should go fucking jump off a bridge. Like just I don't take an early exit. Step in front of a bus, do whatever the fuck you gotta do. But it was just out of control. I can't. Oh my god, it made me so mad. Anyways, we gotta move on. Justin, conspiracy theory?
We do have a conspiracy theory.
Good. Glad to hear it.
Woo!
Hopefully it has nothing to do with face reveals.
Well, Marissa's pointed at Bean, who's on her lap, and
I don't know what that means.
I think
it means
saying that she's not coming.
No, I'm coming. I'm
I was
coming.
gonna say you could just yell into the mic.
Yeah.
Yell. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Okay. Whose NFL Super Bowl halftime show was accused of being a satanic ritual?
Ooh.
I think I know
A.
this.
Katy Perry, B. Lady Gaga, C. Bruno Mars, D. The Black Eyed Peas.
Okay, those were none of the ones I was gonna
I'm
think.
gonna go with B right away. Lady Gaga.
Yeah, I was going to go with Lady Gaga as well.
Going with D. Black Eyed Peas.
I'm gonna.
Where's the love, Josh?
He's gonna shake it like a Polaroid picture, and that's how you get the
Oh,
demons.
God damn it. I'm gonna- Wait, what was C? Sorry, what was C?
C's Bruno Mars.
Oh, I don't fucking. Can I? Is who gives a fucking answer? Can we do that? They're all
He's like
terrible.
Marilyn Manson. You know,
I'm gonna
no.
go just to be different. I'm gonna go A. Katy Perry. Just be different from people.
Okay.
Okay. It is B. Lady Gaga.
Ah, there you go. Yeah,
Makes the
that
most
tracks.
sense.
Damn it.
Road.
Makes the most sense.
I think I'm heating up.
You are
Heat
heating up,
up.
man. You're on fire, dude.
Well, I'm heating up.
Yeah.
2 in a row. Next
You're,
week,
you smoking yet? You smoking
Next
yet?
week I'm on fire.
Steaming?
Yeah.
Steaming a little bit?
From way downtown.
Yeah. Very nice.
You need to play more beer pong. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I don't drink beer, so that's the problem.
I don't really either too much. While playing beer pong, because I tend to just drink energy drinks at parties because I am super cool like that. But you can play beer pong and not drink beer. That's a
true.
thing
That's true.
that exists.
I should just have my little glass with my captain in it, and I'd just take a sip.
Well, if anybody plays beer pong and puts beer in the cups, they're a fucking
Yeah.
animal.
Yeah.
That's anarchy.
You're a 21-year-old college student.
Yeah. In a
Even-
frat
Maybe
house.
20-year-old.
Yeah.
Even at that age, there is no way I was drinking out of a cup someone touched.
Right.
Because you were more.
Like that.
No. That's one of the reasons COVID got out. No.
Yeah, right.
Mm,
We'll
Or
say
the-
that's true.
Or the
Fact.
cold, or the
Ground
flu,
zero.
or really any
College
other
student party.
disease. Yeah.
COVID actually started at a frat house.
I wouldn't be
St.
That I
Cloud,
shocked.
couldn't believe.
Minnesota. All right, we're moving on. Let's do some listener questions. First up, Pistol Pete writes in. Hi, Pistol Pete.
Happy.
Pistol
What up,
Pete.
Pistol Pete?
Pew, pew, pew. Josh, you gonna say hi? Pew, pew.
I said hi
Oh,
at the beginning. Well,
Well,
maybe my
say
internet
hi
sucks.
better. Pew, pew,
Hello,
pew, pew,
hello,
pew,
Pete.
pew, 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 pew.
Welcome to the
Dance.
show.
Pew,
Thank you
pew,
for writing
pew,
in.
pew.
Hey, Pete.
Pistol Pete says, "Hey guys, what What is a memorable mistake or misstep that a gaming company has made where you look back and think, what the hell were they thinking? I think when Hello Games was overhyping No Man's Sky before its release was a big one. They misrepresented and even straight up lied about what was in the game and faced major backlash after the game sucked on release. I know they have made it better in years since, but it left a bad taste in a lot of gamers' mouths who will never go back. I'm one of those, Pistol Pete. I will never play that game again because I played it on release and it was dog shit.
Your
So,
miss.
and I don't care if they fixed it. I don't give a damn. I'm never going back. So,
It is too bad because it is way better.
yeah, I
it's way
believe you.
better.
I'll take your word for it. Don't release
Must suck being so bullheaded.
Yeah, same with Fallout 76. Never played again. Watch Dogs Legion. Never
Well,
played
Ryan
again.
ruined my thing. Mine's 76.
Okay, sorry, Adam. Go ahead. You can go first. What do you
Which
got,
is funny
Adam?
because I love 76, but it's definitely one that like they just kind of straight up lied. I mean, everyone memes it just works
It
sort of
just
thing.
works.
I mean, it's become a meme.
16
And like
times the
it
revolution.
did. I mean, if you can look past certain things, just like No Man's Sky, I had a blast at release because I sucked in the like solo exploration aspect of it. Just like Fallout is a very solo thing. And when you get to like later on in the game, if you start doing multiplayer stuff, that's when it becomes a lot of fun. So I don't know. Just kind of like WoW and like other things. Like you can definitely take the like single player route at the beginning, and once you start getting to the end stuff and you get in parties to do raids and dungeons and stuff, like that's where it's a lot of fun. But
Okay.
teach their own. Like I get it why you would be upset with 76 at release. So
Fair enough. All right, good one. Justin.
I mean, honestly, it was. I would say 76 would be there for me too. I wasn't really sure what to put here. I couldn't use No Man's Sky because I actually did as soon as multiplayer came out. I went back and tried it and played it randomly, and I've liked it. But 76 was one that I don't know, it was almost my fault because I didn't get it right away, and I knew that it was what it was supposed to be. But Dad and Adam were playing it, so I was like, oh, okay, fuck it, I'll play.
Yeah.
And I played it for maybe a week, maybe two, and just couldn't do it anymore. It just felt too dead.
Yeah.
mhm.
No, that was kind of like Jeremy in our group was you, because Leif and I played the beta of it, and of course we were like trying to be optimistic, like because the beta was 5 days before the game came out. We're
I
like,
remember that.
they can fix this stuff in 5 days, like it'll be fine, and we kind of conned Jeremy into getting it so we can play the beta.
Well, it's because
with
it was
us.
like it's Bethesda. They're gonna like work their magic
Yeah.
and fucking
I'm
sprinkle
like,
some
5
magic
days.
powder on it. It's gonna be fine. But
Yeah, they're gonna take some dog shit in 5 days and turn it into something beautiful. That didn't happen, obviously, but
And it depends on what you mean. Like, I mean, some people totally are fine with doing the same missions over to grind better gear. And like, I had my points with that game where I really enjoyed kind of dropping a nuke on a certain spot and like grinding out the bad guys in that area to find the best legendary weapons. But then, like, I remember my tipping point was they deleted a bunch of people's items because they were the most like duped items because there was a lot of duping going on. And even the people that like legitimately got those weapons, it was erased from them. And
yeah,
I remember like a couple of my like amazing weapons got erased, and I was like, you know what, fuck this game.
right.
And it took many years, but I came back recently to the pit and some other things, and it's like it's a lot of fun still. Like I
It is.
kind of can ignore that because it doesn't mean so much anymore. But like, what's stopping them from another year or so down the line just being like, oh, these are like hacked weapons or armors or something we're taking away from you, even if you legitimately got them.
My breaking point with Fallout 76 was very near the beginning area. There's like this treetop obstacle course area. You remember what I'm talking about? It was like at a
what you're talking about.
camp.
There's a chair with a banjo up there, and
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. So there's this obstacle course you have to run, and if you fall, you have to start all over because you fall to the ground, right? And it's like way up high in these trees, and it's like fucking impossible. And Leif, Jeremy, and I spent, I don't know, a half hour, 45 minutes trying to do it, and Jeremy finally made it, and because there was a chest at the end. And we're like, well, there's got to be something good in there. It was like
It's not gonna be anything good.
it was like a couple caps, and
Yeah.
I was like, fuck this game, fuck everything about this game. It was bad from the get go. Like all of it was bad. Like no NPCs. I don't know, man.
Well, there's plenty of NPCs
I know
in
they
there
are
now.
now, but I don't know. And even like now that there are NPCs, I don't want to play with other people. But then it's $99 for a private server, and I'm never going back.
Which wasn't a thing at release at
Yeah,
all.
it was just all out in the open. Everybody was playing, but I don't know. I'm not going back. So, Josh, what's your answer?
I think
Oh,
sorry, going back to that, I think the best part about release of that is I remember Pete and I played it and we would hold down the ammo factory way far to the north because it was like one of the shelters that you could hold down and like fortifying that and just pumping out ammo and then using it to kill people trying to take over the shelter.
there you go.
That was fucking fun. And that was
Interesting.
like release in like the first month or so. That was super fun.
I remember
Nice.
joining you too for a handful of those, and that was
Yeah.
enjoyable.
So
Yeah.
much fun.
I remember one of those as well.
Yep.
You definitely
that's like
had to
all
make
we
your
did
own
because
fun.
because ammo was like right at the beginning.
Yeah.
Like that was the most. It was your best thing, and so if you could hold down a factory that makes ammo, like yeah, it's amazing.
Right. Josh, what's your answer?
So pretty much anytime Todd Howard talks, Peter Molyneux talks, or
Fuck
Chris
Peter
Roberts
Molyneux.
talks.
Yep.
All three of them are known for just blatantly lying about their game and then just completely getting away with it. Like, yes, absolutely. Whoever the lead was at Hello Games, that I can't think of his name at the moment, but like that was bad. But like he just took the book that was written by those three dudes, and so it's still just shocking that they get away with it. Now,
Yeah.
Todd Howard has referenced himself as a joke multiple times of like, okay, yes, I said this, but I mean, leading up to Skyrim, you can actually walk up every one of those mountains. No, you
Yeah.
can't. That's a
No, you
lie.
can't.
Fallout 4, it just works. No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Like, just Peter Molyneux hasn't made anything
He kind of disappeared
worth playing in.
since Fable. Yeah.
Well, Black and White and Fable and there's
I
another
miss
one.
Fable.
But the
Fable was
later
a good game.
Yeah.
the later Fables weren't amazing in my opinion, but I never
I
played
haven't
Fable
really done
3
the first
actually.
one.
Yeah.
But
Oh.
yeah, so those three individuals specifically, and don't get me wrong, I played 76 when it came out. I still play Star Citizen every once in a while. Probably if Peter Molyneux came out with a game in the last 10 years, I probably would have played it. But yeah. Yeah, I don't believe a single word out of any of their mouths.
They're like they'd be great used car salesmen. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they'd be awesome at it. So fuck them. My answer, I'm gonna go with y'all remember leading up to the launch of the Xbox One? Not the Series X that just came out, the Xbox One. It was an unmitigated fucking disaster.
Online only.
Online only. Your console had to be connected to the internet to play single player games. Always online. Your Kinect had to be hooked up. It came with a Kinect whether you wanted it or not, and it had to be hooked up at all times. You couldn't share games with people, physical copies of games.
What was that?
Huh?
Which console?
Xbox One.
Never had
So,
that one.
Yeah, right after the 360 and before the Series X. But when Microsoft went to go launch, it was a fucking disaster, and people just rebelled, and Sony took over. Like Sony ran commercials making fun of Xbox because it was so bad. Like, do you remember there was? I can't remember who. I want to say it was like, fucking. I don't remember who it was, but two bigwigs over at Sony were like, um, like, we're gonna show you how to play or share games with your friends on the PlayStation 4. And he literally just took a copy of a game and he handed it to his friend, and his friend took it and they went, "Thank you very much." And like they put that out into the world because Xbox butchered it so bad. I just I remember the fucking backlash, dude. Like, and Microsoft took a hit, dude. Like the 360, at least in the beginning, PlayStation 3 caught up eventually, but PlayStation 2 kicked the shit out of the Xbox. The Xbox 360 started to kick the shit out of PlayStation 3. They had momentum, and then they fucked it all up, and PS4 just took over. Um, and it was because they did that shitty ass release. Like, it was so bad. I mean, that was how many years ago? Not, you think, like, we talked about earlier how internet's spotty right now. 10 years ago, it was even worse. And your console had to be connected to the internet at all times. I just. And nobody wants to fucking connect. It was a disaster. Nobody wanted it, but you had to have it. And then, like, was it watching you at all times? Like, it was just such a bad. It was. So, that's my answer. But. And then Phil Spencer took over shortly after, if you recall. So, things have been better since then. But.
Sure.
Really bad. All right. Thank you very much for the question, Pistol Pete. We do appreciate it. All right. Up next, Christian writes in. Hi, Christian.
What up,
What up,
What up,
Christian?
Christian?
Christian says, "Hey, gents. How often or fast do you reload your guns in games? Do you wait until the clip is almost empty to reload after you fire, or reload after you fire one bullet?" Interesting question. This is really interesting because, well, I want to see how different we all are. Adam, we'll go to you first.
It's a magazine.
Right, that was the Reddit
Depends on
answer.
the gun, but chances
course.
are it's probably.
Well,
Uh,
you're definitely not reloading a clip.
Oh my
you're right. You're
God.
right. You're putting in a clip. Anyway,
Well,
I
Christian's never
am
gonna
definitely
listen again.
under the. If I am in cover, and even if I shot one or two or three bullets, I reload as frequently as I can because you never know when you turn the corner and you need a full magazine. So
Yep. Okay, you mean a full
that's
clip?
me. Magazine.
Go fuck
Because the
yourself.
vast majority of the guns you're.
Yeah.
So
Josh, how often do you reload your clips?
So I will say that I
This guy.
personally use clips because I'm not a pretentious asshole. But I've had this conversation with you and Pete before. That I'm
Right.
like, okay, is it a silencer? And they of course say yes, and I say, like, no, it's a suppressor. Like, there are names. If you know what I'm talking about, they can be colloquially named that. I know what
If
he's
you put
talking
in a
about with a
30-round
clip.
clip, I'd punch you in the face.
I know
Yeah.
what he's talking about, and so it's fine.
This episode is going to be called "Clips and Pretentious Assholes." That's
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Um, so I personally would reload my clip, uh, depending on the game, because when you like, for instance, in Tarkov, whatever you shoot out of the first one and you swap in the next one, that that original one still has the same amount of rounds in it. So you have to like start memorizing that you're like, okay, I have 15 left in the first one and I've got 18 left in the second one, and I'm too dumb to like remember all of those things, especially if you're carrying like 3 or 4 on you. And so it really depends. Now, if I'm playing Doom 3 or Quake, and reloading just purely means that you now have as many as you can carry and there's no actual swapping of anything, well, then I'm reloading constantly. Because there's almost no downside to it other than if you get shot in the face while reloading. So it does depend on the game, how quickly or how frequently I do that.
Or like I'm thinking back to like Josh's favorite game of all time, GoldenEye, when you would like you reload and it's just the gun pops off the screen and then you hear the noise and it pops back up like super fast. Like there was no need to worry about reloading. It was so quick. So
You take a bowler right to the face mid reload.
All right.
It's game over.
I'm gonna educate our people.
oh, for fuck's sake.
This is a clip.
Okay.
This is a magazine.
Okay.
There's a big fucking difference between the two of them.
So I see clip, magazine, pretentious asshole right in a row.
Yeah, left to right. There you go.
I see 2 clips.
I'm gonna fucking disconnect right now from this goddamn podcast. No.
I'm just saying. If everyone,
There you go. Example:
Right.
stripper
Now everybody
clip,
knows.
magazine.
Justin, you want to weigh in on this?
I mean, it's probably same as Josh, as long as, or like if it's Siege, where reloading matters not, then whatever. But like games like Tarkov or even Insurgency, where you can reload and it'll save the magazine, or like double reload the magazine, and that reloads faster. It all just sort of depends on the game and the situation. Yeah, I don't know. Depends.
I am one bullet reload. That's how I play games, and I can't tell you how many times I die while reloading a gun if I'm playing a game, because that's just who I am.
If it's a game that you can reload and not actually keep track of ammo in magazines, then if I have an opportunity to duck behind a wall or crouch or something, I will reload every chance I get.
Yeah.
Full mag or die or bust.
I could literally be standing out in the open and I will reload if I
Okay,
fire
well,
one bullet.
I'm not an idiot.
Yeah, that's why I'm really. When I talk about how I'm really bad at shooters, that's what I'm talking about. I'm terrible at shooters. So
I
don't know.
I guess with that in mind, I do have one other clarification I should make, which is that my answer was based on what I would like to do. What I typically do in games
Is die.
is run into a room and click, and there is nothing in there, and then I get shot in the face. That's what happens more often than not.
Yeah.
But
Very nice. But yeah, full clip is the way to go. Gotta have the
I
full
fucking
clip.
hate you.
Yeah, no, like as soon as he said it, he's doing it just to piss us off now at this point. So.
Oh shit! All right, thank you very much for the question, Christian. We do appreciate it. One left to go.
I still love
Adam.
you, Christian, even though you said clip.
Yeah, Adam.
Unlike
probably,
Ryan.
probably not. Our Adam writes in. I like how
Hi,
you
Adam.
hate me, but Josh called you a pretentious asshole. But you hate
I know
me.
he's kidding.
Yeah.
Ryan's being Ryan's.
Anyways, Adam writes in. Hi, Adam.
What up,
What
Adam?
up, Adam?
What video game character would you vote for President of the United States? All right, 2024. You're looking at the ballot. You see a video game character name on there, and you're like, I'm definitely voting for this person. Who is it? Justin.
Sam Fisher?
Fuck, that's my answer too. Fuck yes, it is.
Really?
Absolutely, it's Sam Fisher.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. I love that.
Dude,
Of all the
that's so-
video game characters, we both picked the same one. Love it.
Josh, what do you have? Because I'm assuming he's dealing with.
Here's my question: why Sam Fisher? As someone who hated the Splinter Cell games, I know nothing about the character.
You'd want him to be your president, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I just picked him because he's, well, an absolute badass, but also seemed like a I don't know. I don't think that he would ever do anything country in danger after how many times the country had been in danger
That's fair.
that he's had to save it. Like I feel like he would do his absolute best to keep us out of that
His
situation.
morality
again.
is in the right direction. Like he's trying to help out. Yeah.
He's
He
like,
seemed-
honestly,
he's-
my calendar's too booked to be able to save it this time. So like, let's just stop it before it starts.
Exactly. Like how many presidents of any country have been in that much combat? Like he actually knows what he would be putting soldiers up against. I think that he would. She heard you.
All right, I think she's dead. All right, so that was so fucking loud. I missed most of what you were saying, so I don't know where we're at.
Sam Fisher, he's the best. Hurrah.
Okay.
Josh just want to know why we picked.
Oh, because that man has seen some shit, and I feel like, I mean, he's been betrayed by his own government before. I feel like he'd be a straight shooter. I feel like he wouldn't get us
Literally.
in a situation we don't need to be in. I feel like Sam Fisher's the guy. So
Pretty close to exactly why I said it.
yeah, oh yeah, Sam
Yep.
Fisher's the dude.
Word for
so,
word. Same.
So Josh, we on you?
Yeah. So I'm all of the same reasons, but
For us to be the same.
Leon Kennedy.
Oh, that's what I was going to go with.
Interesting.
All the same reasons, you know, like he's been through some shit. I mean, he works for the U.S. government, saving the president's daughter. I mean, it would be his own daughter theoretically, I guess, if that in that scenario. But
He'd Liam Neeson it.
yeah, yes, absolutely. Honestly, like, I mean, I would vote for Leon Kennedy for, I mean, local office, you know, state.
Local sheriff. I don't know about president. I don't see him president worthy.
Leon.
That's just me.
Yeah. I'll have to see what his policies are, you know.
Yeah.
But see where he stands on all the big topics. But
I feel like he'd be against Big Pharma with Umbrella, so I feel like that's a plus, right?
Do you think he's pro-life since he's killing everything?
I mean, they're already dead.
Yeah, I don't think he kills anything really that isn't already
Right?
dead.
They're already dead.
I want the living to survive. I'm down for killing zombies pro-life.
There you go.
so yeah, Leon Kennedy, complete
Yeah.
badass.
Fair enough.
2024.
There you go. Adam, what's your answer?
I was totally on with Josh up until he said the name, and I really thought he was going to say Kirby.
Kirby, because
he would inhale all of the UN and become the best president ever, because he would take all of their powers.
the best.
He'd be the ultimate president because he would
best-
inhale everything.
Don't
the
you
best
think?
missile defense system ever
Yeah.
created?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, right. I mean, do you want him to inhale your missile and turn into a missile and come right back at you? I don't think so. You're not gonna shoot a missile at Kirby.
He's playing the literal reverse card, you know, like reversing the whole card. Don't you think that
He was
Kirby
the best
kind
in
of
Smash
sucks
Brothers.
though?
There's a reason he was the main character in Smash Brothers. The new one.
Yes, he was. He was the only one that survived in the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah. just
He will
Kirby.
be the only one to survive the
Yeah.
nuclear apocalypse because he'll just inhale them.
Chris and I played the demo of the new Kirby.
The newer one.
I do like it.
It was pretty cool. I don't know. It was.
I heard it was kind of. I heard it was kind of easy.
That's what I've
Yeah,
heard
it
as
was.
well.
It was easy.
Yeah. But either
Oh.
way, Kirby. Yeah.
Good choice. Damn good choice. I like it. All right. Well, thank you very much for the question, Adam. That was a good one. It was kind of cool. Justin had the same answer. That was pretty sweet. So, thank you very much. Once again, I'm going to say it again because I want new people. Identitycrisis@gmail.com. Send us your listener questions, please. Please, please, please. We want to do more. So, all right, boys. We'll do a quick pick of the week, and then we'll get out of here. Josh, why don't you kick us off? What's your pick of the week?
I have a question first. Justin, did you pick Gaslands like last week?
I think so.
Okay. So then I'm not gonna pick
But-
Gaslands, but it is follow up. It pretty much is. But just so that I have something.
It's your honorable mention.
Yeah.
There you go.
Gaslands, super fucking fun. Big fan. So I've been playing around with an OS called Home Assistant recently. So I installed it on a server here, and it integrates with damn near everything. So right now it's hooked up to all of my security cameras, and it's hooked up to these little soil moisture readers that I bought, so that now it will email me when my plants need watering. Like they'll measure the individual plant's moisture. And I've got all of those configured. It connects to my 3D printer so that I can monitor it, and it will alert me when things are done. Connects to my hue lights so that I can like set scenes and automation, so that like if I click a button on the portal, it will switch into movie mode and turn on my TV and dim my lights and do whatever. It's
Yeah, because you watch so many movies.
No, I don't. But
I know.
it's cool.
But when he's ready,
So there's like a bunch of plugins. One called like Node Red for making these giant flowcharts of automation logic. There's one I saw online that I would like to make, but I am lazy. Where they essentially make these for pressure pads that they put their bed on, and then zero it like a scale. And so what happens is when they get into bed, then it would auto close their blinds and turn the light off and arm their security system in their house. And that's dope. And so I am probably too lazy to do all of. I mean, I'll just continue doing all of those things manually. But it's a cool piece of software if you like the idea of having a smart home and are very good at troubleshooting things, because it's wildly complicated. Then it's very cool. It's very cool. You got to know a lot of YAML. If you don't know YAML, have fun. Learn the YAML and then do it.
And then do this.
Yeah.
All right. Very cool. Adam, what do you got?
for some reason, I imagine in Ryan's mind, he's like, yams, I know that food.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah. Yam, well, I have no idea.
Sweet
what the fuck he's talking
potatoes. Hell
about."
yeah.
No.
Hell yeah.
Pick of the week. Ryan and I have been messaging each other back and forth about this, and I'm finally down to throw it down. Community. If you haven't seen Community, go
yeah.
fucking watch Community.
Yep.
We're on season 3, and my God, it's getting so good.
So awesome. God, I love this show.
We saw the LeVar Burton episode
Yeah.
that you and I messaged you about that. So funny.
Dude,
It
Donald
is
Glover's the
so
goat.
fucked up at points, though. I will say that, like, it blows my mind, like how they definitely kind of push the edge at points. Like some of the jokes that happen, I'm like, oh shit, did they just say what? And I'm like,
sure.
like you have to have a good rounded sense of humor to appreciate Community, but it's fucking good. They don't throw any punches at all.
No. I think Troy and Abed are the
The
biggest
best
reason to watch
characters.
that show. Oh yeah, hands
Best
down.
characters. They really are, for sure.
Troy, like so many one-liners.
Troy
but
and Abed in the morning.
yeah, fuck yeah. Be mad at me if you want, but I've seen enough cartoons to know that popping the back of a raft makes it go faster.
My only complaint is like it's definitely already like even in the 3rd season it's starting to feel like very like everyone's sleeping with everyone, like
Yeah.
love triangles like everywhere. It doesn't matter who they are. Like I don't know, that was kind of it's getting a little obnoxious, but I know it's going like another 3 or 4 seasons, so I'm like,
Yeah.
well, they obviously get past that and they keep
Yeah.
doing something good. So
And a movie, like that's
and a
crazy.
movie potentially.
That was a
Yeah.
joke from the very first season, like a throwaway line. 6 seasons in a movie, and it's
And here we
gained-
are, 6 seasons in a movie.
It gained so much traction. We're getting 6 seasons in a movie, which is
Yeah.
crazy. So, very cool. I'm glad you're
Great show.
enjoying it. Hell yeah. All right, Justin, what do you got?
So mine is a YouTube channel. I came across him when I was looking for.
If you say
gas-
dream, I'm walking the fuck away.
Gasland
He
is
just
first.
did a face reveal. I don't know if you guys heard.
I didn't even know who Dream was before you guys said it, so that's
I didn't
definitely
either, and now I was much happier. So,
But he just looking at his channel, making a Metroid out of trash, make a 28mm robot out of beads and trash, how to build a scrap shack, build scatter train out of trash, make them back out of junk, how to make
What's
a
his channel
dropship out
called?
of junk. Bill making stuff.
okay.
That
But
was
he
my
has
pick
one
of the
that's how
week,
to make
like a
I was
month
gonna say,
ago.
I feel like I've probably seen it then.
Oh,
yeah.
was it really?
Yeah. Specifically, I linked in the group chat Gasland's car, like, I don't know, 4 months ago.
Oh shit! Well, I just watched that and
Super good.
he's just
He's up in
funny.
his like attic. He's like a British dude
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Super
Sup-
entertaining guy. I've been watching it for a while now.
Super dry humor, super good
Yeah.
editing. Sorry, go
He's
ahead.
awesome.
Well, shoot. I don't know.
He's
how I
good
missed
stuff.
that.
No, definitely good pick of the week. He's amazing.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool.
He's funny. I think it's worth watching. He's just entertaining. He's like, just kind of gives off the vibe like he has no idea what the fuck he's doing, but he rolls with it and turns out pretty good.
He actually does have a fucking idea what he's doing. One of those.
Yeah, sort of.
Sort
I think
of.
he
It
does
just fucking
things
works.
and then voices over it afterwards. I don't think he's talking as he's doing it, but
Did you watch the episode where they him and a bunch of other crafters on YouTube have like a Gaslands race? It's not actually
No.
like a us playing the game, but it's like a video. But I'll have to send you that one because it is fantastic, and it's got like Craftsman and a bunch of other like YouTubers that we've referenced over the years. So
I'd say he's done that a couple times where they have like a model off or whatever, and they'll like make models and shit. And
yeah.
yeah,
it's
you
good
definitely
times.
should send it.
Cool. Okay, so mine, like I kind of alluded to earlier, is a book. Got really back into reading again. The book is called The Lies of Loch Lamora. It's like
That sounds familiar.
it's interesting. It's different than any book I've ever read in that the main cast of characters are, I don't want to say the bad guys, that's probably not the right word, but they're not good. They're thieves. They're not good people. And it's not like I'm trying to think of what even to compare it to, but it's not like
The new D&D movie coming out.
sure. Yeah. No, not at all. But it's
They're a
not
bunch
like
of
they're,
thieves and they gotta like
yeah.
change the world.
I guess like Mistborn. I think most of us have read Mistborn. I know Justin has.
No.
No? Okay. But like Mistborn, they're thieves. It's a heist, but they're doing it for good reasons. They're thieves, but it's like they're doing it because this is the fucking world they live in and this is the cards they've been dealt and they're going to be bad people because that's what they have to do. Super interesting cast of characters, like just their kind of close-knit group all together. It follows the main characters, Lamora, but it has like some flashbacks and fast forwards and stuff like that, so you can kind of see how everybody got to where they are. Really interesting. I've never read anything like it before, like I said. Because I was trying to think of like, I don't know, I've read hundreds of books. Like, where have I ever read a story that like followed the quote unquote bad guys before? And I never have. So really different in that aspect. But it's like you still root for them. You know what I mean? Like it's
Suicide
God
Squad?
damn.
It kind of sounds like
He's just
Suicide
mutes.
Squad.
He's like, I'm done.
Dog's going crazy.
Waiting
Back
for
there.
some sort of rebuttal, but obviously the dog, yeah. We'll just go ahead and agree that Suicide Squad is what he's thinking of. So he's like, no.
It does kind of sound like a bunch of anti-villains, or anti-heroes.
It really does. He's like, nope.
Is one of the characters Deadshot? Is that
Did they throw a boomerang?
for our
Does
audio
one have a
listeners?
hammer?
He's flipping us off.
Does one have a wheel? I don't know.
All right, hopefully that's over.
Yeah.
Somebody was walking their dog, God forbid. So, but yeah, Liza Locklemore, check it out. One thing I would say of maybe wait is if you are like Justin, where you want the series to be totally done before you start, it's not, and we might be running into a little bit of a Patrick Rothfuss, George R.R. Martin situation, which is a little concerning because three of the books are out, and the last one was released in 2013. So, little
It should be a
concerning.
crime.
You're right, a little concerning there. So I didn't realize that until I was already too far in. So, kind of sucks, but yeah, really good. So I think that wraps it up, boys. Another good episode. Not too bad on time. A little bit longer than normal, but just remind everybody, if you are listening to this after the fact, we stream live on Twitch every Monday, 6:30 p.m. Central Time. Come check us out. Come say hello in the chat. We would very much appreciate that. So that's it. We're out of here. I'm going to bed. I'm tired. It's been a day. So goodbye, everybody. Bye, Twitch. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.